Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue and I am back for Sistas on BET, where the conversations are long and it's repetitive and we're wondering why we're still watching this. Okay? Lord have mercy, help us. I feel like now we're just showing up every day to critique the shit out of Tyler Perry's work. That's all we're here to do, is to talk about how bad it can be sometimes. Okay? With also throwing in some good storyline plots in there, but Lord have mercy. Let's get into it. So, one of the first repetitive scenes was Sabrina running home to find Maurice, Calvin, and Maurice's friend Xavier all in her bed. Okay, on some what the hell is going on here type of thing. Now, first of all of the men except for Maurice have clothes on. Xavier has an open shirt on and pants, and Calvin is fully dressed, all right? And they got the covers pulled up. It's obvious they're trying to upset her and make her mad by making her think they did something in her bed. It's obvious. But we have to go through the I Love Lucy stupid ass dialogue over and over again. Like, get past it, okay? We have to go through the confusion. We have to go through this split second moment in the span of 5 minutes because Tyler Perry doesn't want to have to write more than he should have to. So let's draw out the conversation as much as we possibly can. And sooner or later, we get the men to, throw the covers off of themselves and jump out of the bed so that Sabrina can see that they've made a fool of her and that they really didn't have sex in her bed. And she's like, well, I thought. He's like, I know what you thought. I know what you thought. And I'm like, first of all, you thought it was okay to play and act like y'all really did something just so you could flip it on her and make her seem like she's wrong. But then you kind of played into it. Child, none of this made sense to me. I'm going to tell you the truth. Pretending as if you would really do something that this girl was scared that you would do does not make us believe that you are straight, Calvin. None of this helps that argument, okay? I'm just saying. But either way, the girl had to scream and holler at Maurice and Xavier at least 5 or 6 times to get them to leave her apartment because Maurice wanted to be the one to explain to Calvin that him using that vibrator is what caused Sabrina the teenage bitch to have more questions. But he's so upset, okay? He's so upset that she felt this way. And I'm just like, so you're so delusional that you don't know that she would have felt that way. After the panty situation, you're that delusional, Calvin. Bye, Calvin. Like, I just don't care. I don't know why she's begging him to stay. Sabrina is standing up here. Please don't go and we can talk about this. There is nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. You don't like this man as is, okay? This man wears lace underwear and thinks it's okay to put your vibrator into his bum. At the end of the day, you don't want that. That is a turn off. Move on like Maya. Let him be on his way, okay? I don't understand why we're fighting for this. I don't. He says that he's too sexually woke for her, okay? Says that just because he likes his prostate tickled in his lace panties does not mean that he's bisexual or gay, and she just can't handle how sexually woke he is. I said, Negro, if you were that woke, you would have known why she was uncomfortable. You would have read your room. You would have realized that she did not like you sticking her dildo in your butt. Like, you would have realized that if you were that woke. But okay, Tyler Perry, what is this dialogue? Nobody would say this to anybody. Nobody would really say that to a woman. Why would you think that somebody would say that? That don't even sound like a real conversation. Oh, you're just upset because I'm too sexually woke for you. No. This is about what I personally like and what I'm into when it comes to sex, and what you like and what you're into. And if we are not into the same things, then that's just that. There's no woke to it. It's just what you like and what I like. And when those two things don't match up, there's nothing we can do about it but go our separate ways. But no, not in Tyler Perry land. In Tyler Perry land, we gotta beg a man to stay who we know we don't really like that. I just don't understand it. Sabrina don't like him, but whatever. And then he was like, this is the part that I really didn't understand. When he was like, I really hope that you find a man that spits tobacco while he talks about sports and isn't in touch with his feminine side. It's like, right. Because God forbid that I can have a man who is in some ways sensitive and in touch with his emotions. If you want to look at that as a feminine side, that's fine, whatever. But I can get that and still get a man to wear boxer briefs and not want to put my dildo in his ass without asking me first. Like, But that's too far-fetched, huh? Okay. Whatever, Tyler Perry. Whatever, Calvin. As if there's only Calvin and toxic masculinity. No in between. I said, child, y'all better go on away from me with this. Because I don't want nobody spitting tobacco and talking about sports. But I also don't want somebody in lace panties unless they have a vagina. That's just the realness of it. Back at Karen's house, Andy and Danny are still there trying to talk Karen down and, make sure she's okay before they leave. The topic of conversation kind of switches up. This is Sister Circle, so let's go around in the circle. And Danny tells them about the new country boy, the new cowboy that she likes, that she exchanged numbers with, who she plans to call later. And then we got to go through the astonishment that he's not black and all of this. All right, here we go. Then Zach comes back and Andy and Danny excuse themselves. And Karen is like, well, damn, you're just going to come in here. You're not going to ask how I'm doing or anything. And he's like, oh, you all right? You had your sister circle up here. You all right? And she was like, okay. And he came in with food. So she was like, well, I can't get none of the food. What's going on with that? And he throws the food down. Like, he got an attitude. Zach has an attitude. And Zach has an attitude because he's been sitting in Danny's car while they were having the last few moments of their sister circle, Googling Aaron, finding out that Aaron got money, finding out that Aaron is big fine. Like, I don't know. But either way, he is so jealous of the fact that Karen was there for Aaron and hugged him at the hospital and that she was talking to this man, and he remembers that Karen embarrassed him in front of Aaron. So that's a lot of it as well. But bottom line, you just found out that you got a whole feet pregnant out here, but you got time to be Googling Aaron and coming upstairs being mad at Karen, not understanding why she would be hugging somebody whose wife just blew their brains out. Like, why don't you understand that this is simple human sympathy happening right now? Like, why can't you understand that? That was working on my nerves. Like, really, Zach? We're supposed to care so much about your jealousy right now. This man's ex-wife blew her brains out in front of Karen. The brains were on her face. Brain face, okay? And you mean to tell me that the worst part about all of this is that she hugged him in the hospital? Really? Like, it's just so selfish. It's so selfish. It's so immature. Like, it's just so stupid to have Zach come all this way with Karen, them to get back together, all for you to ruin it by worrying about the wrong shit at the wrong time. He tells her that she shouldn't have been sleeping with old boy. She shouldn't have been sleeping with a married man because Shorty didn't just kill herself for nothing. Oh, so Shorty just shot herself in the head for nothing? You wasn't sleeping with him? Karen says that she wasn't sleeping with him. Of course, he doesn't believe her, all right? Now, she didn't had enough, okay? She's had enough of this conversation. It's been way too much today. You know what he decides to reply with? Oh, Helena pregnant. The girl down at the airport, she came today and told me that she's pregnant in the baby mind. And Karen just looks at him and walks off and goes into her bedroom. And he like, so you're not going to say nothing? So you ain't going to say nothing. You're going to walk off. I'm like, if you don't get your broke mentality and spirit and confidence and common sense having ass out of here with this. Oh my God, y'all. Zach's character. Zach's character will take you here and take you there. Okay? All at the same time. You think you like him and then he does something like this and you're like, nope, don't like him. Don't like him at all. Thank you, Tyler Perry. Thank you. So Andy gets home to find the lesbian PI standing in front of her door with wine. And I'm just like, oh, she trying to do something? Oh no. See, what y'all not gonna do is try to give us Leslie vibes with that bad wig. If y'all wanted Leslie vibes, y'all should have had sis come in with her own hair. Whatever her hair is under that helmet, that's what it should have been. Because I don't want to see Leslie vibe from the girl with the helmet wig on. I just don't want to see that. That's not cute to me. Okay, but either way, Andy lets her into the apartment because she said she had some things and some information on Gary. I said, y'all, what else is there to say about Gary at this point? What else is there to say? The PI knows that Andy must have sent Gary back to his wife so that the wife will leave Andy alone and not try to go after her license or go after her livelihood the way she planned to, right? The PI knows that this is something that Andy has convinced Gary to do. And Andy is like, yep. And what's the problem? The PI said, so you don't want him no more. That's what you saying? And Andy was like, nope, I'm good. We're over. We're done with. The PI don't believe her. I don't believe her either. I don't believe that Andy is done with Gary because she's still crying over him. She still doesn't see him for the bad guy that we see him as. The PI warns Andy that she will know if Andy and Gary hook back up again. And Andy's like, okay, that's fine. You can get out of my apartment now. And I'm like, you know, Andy, you always trying to kick her out the apartment, but you let her back in. And something make me feel like this little lesbian vibe that she's giving, you picking up on it. Something about it just make me feel like it's going to happen. Every time I turn around, I feel like something lesbian about to happen. And I'm waiting on it. It ain't happened yet. But every time these two get in a scene, there's a vibe. So Danny called the country boy and had a long, confusing conversation in which they decide to meet up and have a date that evening. And Zach goes to Danny's as she's rushing to get ready for her date. Zach is jealous and doesn't believe that Karen didn't have sex with Aaron. And right now, Danny don't have time to have this conversation with him because she's trying to jump on her meat, okay? She don't really see the white boy as anything serious, but she does want to jump on top some things, okay? I'm like, right, because as black women, we could never take a relationship with a white boy seriously. Like, why do we have to do these stereotypical storylines? Like, that shit just makes me aggravated. Is Danny gonna really start to like the country boy or something? Or are y'all gonna continue to torture us with the long, confusing ass dialogue between Danny and the country boy? I swear y'all work on my nerves. Danny reminds Zach that he just got a bitch pregnant. Okay? So whether or not you trust Karen is not even the point right now. You have bigger fish to fry. So she kicks him out, you know, by fist bumping him with her titty. You know, that made him run out, okay? And she gets ready for her date, and then she stank walks to the door, and he comes in full-on cowboy garb, like he's just ready to have a Brokeback Mountain moment. And they sit down and talk, and then they decide to go to the grocery store so he can come back and cook something for her because he know how to cook, and Danny need her a man with some money who know how to cook. Okay, you can tell that's what she need in her life, somebody that know how to flip some steaks and suck some toes. So they go to the grocery store. And just when we thought things were going well, Danny starts an insecure bitch, you know, a tirade with this man because he said that she was funny and she says all these funny things. And she's like, oh, so you take me as a joke? I'm a joke? So I'm a joke now. And he's like, is there a candid camera around here somewhere? What did I say? I don't understand. You said funny things. You made me laugh. You're funny, not you're a joke. Oh, I'm a joke. I was like, how many times is she going to say that, even though he keeps saying that's not what he says? Like in human dialogue, once he said, no, I just mean that you are funny. You say funny things. That conversation should have been done with. But oh no, Danny is actually responding to some girls in the grocery store who were giggling. So she thinks they were laughing at her. So now she tells him she just wants to go home. Just take her home. So I'm like, so you mean to tell me some random bitches in a grocery store got you to flip out on this fine ass white boy that was about to cook you some food and probably suck on some things? Am I clear on that? That is the dumbest shit I have ever seen. Are we supposed to be insecure as black women in such a way that we just totally flip out and come out of nowhere? I just want to go home. I just want to go home. No, I just want you to take me home. I just want to take you home. And then in the car, she has to explain to him that the reason why she was acting like that with him was because of some random bitches in the grocery store that were laughing, and she perceived that as them laughing at her. And he says they could have been laughing at me. Do you see these cowboy boots? Exactly. You have no idea what those bitches were laughing at. But you out here taking it on as some personal threat or some personal assault to you that they were laughing. I was just like, what's wrong with bitches? What's wrong with them, Jesus? This didn't make no sense to me, Tyler Perry. Stop writing us like this. Are black women like this? Black women, comment down below. Have you ever had a moment where you completely flipped the fuck out about some strangers on your man? Let me know. Comment down below. This is going to be a good conversation. Let me know if you've done something like this. When they get back to her place, she asks what he's going to do, and he doesn't know. And then she asks him to take his clothes off. So he takes his clothes off, but then he sits back down and they talk. And he says that he's never been with a black woman, but he says that her skin is so beautiful. And then she asks why he's never been with a black woman, and it's kind of because of where he's from. And she's like, so what are you, a racist Trump supporter? And he was like, absolutely not, but it's the family situation. I'm like, so your family are racist as Trump supporters. Gotcha. But they go ahead and get into it regardless. And I'm just kind of like, but we couldn't get the food though. Whatever. She only wanted dick out of this situation anyway. So Sabrina and Andy, okay, I don't know how it is that they tried to get to the club, but they tried to get to the club. And they couldn't get in the club because some celebrity had bought the club out. But then somebody comes out who knows them and gets them into the club. So they go in the club, they having a good time, and they kind of playing the guy. The guy got him in the club and he seemed a little slow. So they, ask him to go get a drink and then ask him, a question. And, I think somebody over there just called your name. Yeah, I think somebody over there just called your name. Okay, I'm going to go, okay, I'll be right back. They was playing the guy. I don't know, why. And I just don't, do women do shit like that? I guess they do. But sometimes I feel like Tyler Perry is like passive aggressively letting out all the angst against black women that he feels within the writing of his shows. Because it just kind of seemed childish for them to toy with this man in the club, whatever. But Andy runs into another man, okay, who we've seen from other shows. I can't think right now where we know him from. But either way, he was somebody who worked at another firm that she tried to get a job at. And he actually told her, he remembered her. But he had to say his name 5 times before Andy remembered who he was. That shouldn't have been like that. Why did he need to repeat his name 10 times for her to know who he was? And then she was like, oh yeah, I remember him. He worked at this law firm. His dad owns a law firm and everything. Like, it was annoying. Like, that little scene was very annoying how many times he had to say his name. But before they leave the club, he says, let me know if you're getting bored because I got a desk waiting on you. So there's a job offer for you to leave this terrible ass law firm that you're working at right now. Okay, get out while you can, girl. The next morning, Erin comes over to Karen's place. All right, now she thought that Zach would sleep on the sofa, but Zach left. I don't know where Zach slept, but he must have went back to the shelter or something. Either way, Erin comes in and they sit down and talk. She's sorry about what happened and he can't believe that it happened. Obviously, everybody's still kind of caught up in the trauma of it all. And they end up kissing. And then, of course, Zach walks through the door. Ciao. And y'all know it's going to be a problem because he already feeling some type of way. His little manhood already feeling some type of way. And you walk back into the apartment and find Erin rich looking ass sitting there kissing on your woman looking all fresh and morning dewy and everything. I was just like, oh, he going to be upset next week. We'll see how repetitive that conversation is. But yeah, y'all, that was basically everything that happened on Sistas. It was okay. Like I say every week, there's always something terrible about it. But the overall story arc is good. Tyler, just get somebody to help you with this damn dialogue, Jesus. Do it for us. We want to be there for you. We want to support this show. Help us. Help you. Help us. Help you, Tyler. Lord, you can afford it. Anyway, y'all, that was Sistas on BET. I hope y'all enjoyed the review. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one.